Hi everyone, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today the markets are shite. They're all down, we're in the red, it's a sea of red just now, but there is hope for us. There is hope in the crypto market, and I'm going to share today's kind of market news, just go over the kind of markets in general, look at a bit of news, and we'll look at specific coins as well. We'll look at Tron, Babb, Litecoin, Bitcoin obviously as well, and do a bit of simple technical analysis, not complicated technical analysis. I just believe in simple TA. I do believe TA works, but I'm not a die-hard TA person, but I do like it. Okay, so I'm just going to see if we've got anybody in just now. I don't expect a lot of people to be in because when it's a down market, there's not as many people come on to the live shows. So we'll see if that's true or if I'm talking absolute mince. Just going, we're live. We've got 37 people watching, so I might be talking mince. We've usually got about 40 or 50 on. So, who have we got in the house? I'll just transfer over. We have Stephen King in the house. Welcome to you. Rob UK, one of our brilliant admins over there in the Telegram group. If you want to join in the Telegram group, we've got a free one. Click on the link down below. And if you want to join us in the premium channel and get 4 calls every single month, you can join us there and get a link to the premium channel down below as well. You can join for $37 a month, and if you want to join the program as well, teaches you all about crypto and my trading strategies for swing trading. You can get that link down below for $197, one-off fee. Okay, who else is in? Deb is in the house as well, our very own Vin Diesel. Ad Verhagen is in, Bruce Rudling is in the house as well, Mike D, another one of our brilliant admins. Cole Phillips is in the house, King Baviro, Marcus Jafari. These people are all from the group, the Telegram group, and they're all kind of amazing people. And I really want to thank you for coming on every morning and supporting me and the channel as well. And just for all your support, you have all been fantastic. So I really appreciate it. Rels is in the house. Peter Harding is in the house. Mark Innes is in. Scottish Bull is back with us. JC Standard, Mac Pollen. Davey Stewie, another one of our brilliant admins, is in. Rocco Guerra is in. Alonso Forbes, Scott Gregory, morning from Newcastle, why man, Canabagachuda, Double Slit, Mervyn Skidmore, Chris Noble, Peter D, Mike Cryptical, Christopher A, Honest Crypto Journey from Edinburgh, Jacob Hopkins, and Mark Innes. So we've got a few people in just now, which is quite good. How many people we've got watching? 48 watching just now. So my theory is absolute mince. About being a down market, there's not as many people on. What I've noticed, when there's a down market, there's not many kind of YouTubers do a lot of lives. So when there's an up market, I get all these notifications on the side when I log in to say YouTube video, YouTube video, YouTube video, to the ones I've already subscribed to. And there's loads of them, but this morning I logged in, there was about 5 people or something of all the ones I've subscribed to had done a live show. Not a live show, but a video, made a video. So when there's a down market, there's not as many videos made on YouTube on crypto. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to disappear when there's a down market. You have to kind of have big shoulders to kind of shoulder everything that's going on, and especially with the calls I've made as well. I've got big enough shoulders to kind of handle that as well. Chris Noble is in from Edinburgh as well. Peter D, I've said that already. Simone Hendricks, 1 Cent, Eddie Holland, and Mark Pollen. Okay, so we'll go to a few comments just now, but we'll look at the markets at the moment, just see what's happening. And just refresh that. I'm going to look at Blitz Predict as well. It's just a small market cap coin. I think it could do well later on. Okay, so overall market capitalization is sitting at $283 billion. Big time down. If you remember the other day, it was sitting up at $330 billion, so we've lost $50 billion. We've not lost $50 billion, there's just not as much traded. Bitcoin dominance has gone up to 39.8%. So we're nearly hitting that 40% mark for Bitcoin dominance. And where is Bitcoin just now? It's 6,599 at the moment, just under the 6,600. It's actually gone up slightly this morning. And it's looking a wee bit more hopeful. Hopefully it doesn't go below 6,400. I don't see it going down below 6,000 if I'm being honest. I hope not, but we'll look at some of the support levels at that as well and see what's happening there. Ethereum's down as well. Ripple, Bitcoin, they're all down. We'll just see if there's any winners actually. There's one, Emercoin. Emercoin is a winner, 8%. Tether we can't count because that's a stable coin. But market capitalization, it's just it must have just popped back into top 100. $105 million for Emercoin. So that's the only one out of the top 100 that's actually up at the moment. Who's the biggest loser? Mithril, down. Polymath, Elf, Nano, Skycoin, 0x, Zilliqa, Substratum, and Digibyte. Oh, there's loads of kind of ones in double-digit red. Loads of them. So 1% of the coins in the top 100 are kind of up. Okay, what about the next 100? Oh, there's about 5% up. IOTX, that's doing well, IOTX. And that's recently been listed on Binance, but it's doing relatively well compared to the market. Sterica is up, Limpo, Docademic is up, Educare, not heard of Educare, Decentraland, which is Lend platform, and DAI. DAI, yeah, I said that right. Okay, so we'll just go back to top 100. So what we'll do just now, we'll just look at the Coinigy and see what Bitcoin is doing at the moment. So we've got Bitcoin at 6557. It's gone back down again. So it was kind of going up to the 6,000 level nearly, but it's coming back down again. So this is on the 1 hourly chart. And on the 1 hour chart, I will just zoom out a wee bit. Zoom out. On the 1 hourly chart, you can see a kind of plethora of green candles there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 green candles there over the last kind of 12 hours. But it's starting to come back down again at 6530. It's starting to come down quite heavily actually. So we don't know what's going to happen with that. But if we look at the kind of day chart for Bitcoin, if we look at that, and we're just going to draw in some support lines. I spoke about this yesterday as well, but we'll look at the support lines here. So we're going to go down. Obviously, we've got one round about there just now, about 6,000, kind of 400 is coming in it. And I'll just see the wicks here, round about there. And the next support level, kind of we're going to get is round about the kind of 6,000 area. And then the next support level down below that is about 5,800. I don't want to zoom in too much there. It's about 5,800. Right, I'm going to have to zoom in to do that. So we're just looking at the kind of support levels just now. I don't know why that one's in there. I'll just take that one out. That's not a support level. Delete that. So we'll see where we are just with the support levels just now. So we're not quite hitting the 6,400 yet. We don't want it to fall below 6,400, and we definitely don't want it to fall below 6,000. 6,000 will be a psychological barrier as well. If it falls below 6,000, then I think we're hitting the next level of about 5,800, and then we're going down to 5,600 and down to 5,000 possibly as well. I don't think it's going to go below 6,000 if I'm being honest. But you can never tell. Nobody can tell. Even if you're the best technical analyst in the world, you can't predict what is going to happen. You can only go by what's kind of in the charts at the moment. And looking at the charts just now, it looks as if it's going to go down further. But you just don't know. To be honest, I just don't feel it's going to go below 6,000. There's too much good news out there. There's too many people talking about Bitcoin in a positive way, and we're talking about the media just now. I just don't think it's going to fall below that 6,000, or if it does, it's just going to be very temporary, and then it's going to kind of shoot back up. There's just too much good news out there, and we're going to check out the news as well. But first, we'll look at a couple of other coins, and then we'll go back to the comments as well, just to kind of get you talking, see what your thoughts are as well. Okay, so we've got Litecoin at $99. It's fell below $100. So not good. for Litecoin. Neo, I think, is about $41, $40.80 for Neo. Ontology is at $6.28. That's going to do well this year. TRX, which has just recently been listed for USDT, is at 4.26 cents. We have XRP, what Ripple doing just now, 55 cents at the minute. We'll just go into the kind of hourly chart and just look. Yeah, so they're all going to be down anyway. And just now, BNB is the only one that's kind of bucking the trend at the moment. $15.60 just now. Really good, maybe a good time to get in. 7MA just crossed to 25MA on the hourly, but it'll be up on the daily. Yep. So 1335 was a crossover point for that. So it's still in play on the daily chart for the crossover if you're doing the swing trading. So Binance is doing really well. What about EOS? EOS $10.22. That's down kind of big time as well, but most of them are down. And Bitcoin Cash, have a quick look at that, $866, 866. And the RSI on all of them are quite low as well, as is the volume. So, what do we do from here in a market like this? What do you do? Do you accumulate? Do you buy? Do you kind of go to Tether? What is it you do? Well, obviously, you can go to Tether if you want to, if you think the market is going to go down even more than this, just to keep you on the safe side. But you just don't know what's going to happen. So you have to keep a close eye on Bitcoin. It all hinges on Bitcoin. We have to look, when we talk about the markets, you notice most of the coins, 90%, 95% of the coins are following the Bitcoin price. Almost to the T, almost to the letter. If you look at kind of this very similar charts on Bitcoin Cash, if you look at Bitcoin, similar chart, it looks almost similar, the same. Same again with EOS, ETC. That's, you can see that's just been kind of listed on USDT. Ethereum, very similar charts for all of them. That's because they're all following the Bitcoin price. So we have to, when we're kind of buying coins, we have to look at them and say, okay, could this outpace the rise of Bitcoin as well? But at the moment, Bitcoin is going down. So would you buy in a market like this? And I said this yesterday as well, what I would do is if you've got a coin, you think, okay, I'm going to hold this for the long term. It's going to be a long-term hold, maybe 1 year. In crypto, 1 year is a long time. I know people talk about 3, 4, 5 years. You don't even know if the coin is going to be around in 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. You just don't know if it's going to be around. Even with Bitcoin, you don't know if that's going to be the dominant crypto. So my long term would be for a year, for example. So if you are going to be holding a coin, say for example Tron, then it might be a good time to accumulate and do the dollar cost averaging. So you accumulate on the way down. Some people say that's a bad idea to do that, but if you really truly believe in a coin and you think it's going to go up, then it's good to do the dollar cost averaging. And maybe every week when you get paid or something, stick $100 into Tron. If it goes down more, stick another $100 the next again week. If it goes up and you start to see an uptrend, that's a good time to buy as well. When you start to see an uptrend, just start accumulating that way as well. Some people say don't try and kind of buy these when it's falling, because it's like catching a falling knife, obviously, and wait until there's an uptick and you start to see the trend moving in a positive direction. I don't think that. If I really believe in a coin, I'll start accumulating on the way down as well. But you just have to keep a close eye on Bitcoin as well, obviously. Okay, we'll just look at some of the comments. Mervyn Skidmore, BTC, I know, where is it just now? BTC 6551. Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen with it. Good morning, Stephen, everyone. Love the bloodbath. Just filled up some more backs. Excellent. Christopher A. Honest Crypto Journey morning. JP Coxon's half asleep here. Great video on clearing your head, Steve. I forwarded that to some family and friends. Oh, Davey, yeah, you're talking about, so I do a Facebook Live every day as well because I've got a personal development business and a business teaching other businesses how to grow their business online. So he's talking about that. Thanks, David. I really appreciate that, David. Crypto sale now on, says Peter Harding. Yeah, it could be seen as that. It could be definitely seen as that just now. I think there's some bargains to be had at the moment, and I am kind of accumulating. I actually bought into, for the first time in a long, long time, after me saying I wouldn't do any ICOs, I was looking at Phantom ICO, and I didn't get into that, but I've been looking at how do ICO as well. And I thought, I've been thinking for ages, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? Because I'm big time into Facebook, and I teach business owners how to grow their presence on Facebook, because I've got about 3.7 million followers on Facebook on my kind of main page. So I teach other businesses how to do that and how I've made a lot of money from that as well. So I was looking at other ones and thinking, okay, what's going to be the next generation of social media? And I thought, how do had a good chance to be that kind of next generation? It's on the blockchain and it looked really good. I've been looking at it for a while, and I just took the plunge and went in yesterday and got a few UDOs. So we'll just see where that goes as well. But it's the first ICO I've bought into for a long time because I don't like to buy into the ICOs. But we'll see what happens with that. Stu Johnson, morning all P-Chain, thoughts mate. I can take a wee look at that if we've got time. Normally we don't get a lot of time to look at them. Debbie Claydon, morning to you Debbie, good to have you here. Tony Pettit, morning all, been watching the 65,000 Battlefront. Yeah. It does seem that way, the 65,000 mark, or around about 6,400. So around about that level, it seems to be a kind of battle between the bears and the bulls. Steve, can you talk about expat? I'll look at some coins later on. We'll look at some of the banker coins as well. That's Adam Pragnell. David Stewart, RSI went down to 21 about 68 hours ago. Surprised it didn't bounce off 30 with all the bots. Where is the RSI on Bitcoin just now? So 37 just now. So you're right, David. It was down about 22 there as well. It says on here anyway. That was that was last night. So yeah, we're going to 655 just now. G-Slick, XCC, don't know what that one. Expat on Banker. Yep, I've seen that on Banker, Adam. I'll just have a wee look later. Victor Ray, nice interview with Crypto Crow and Cliff High on various blockchain projects. Excellent, I've never checked that one out. I like Crypto Crow. I like Cliff High as well, actually. CNN, TNB, you're just kind of thrown out acronyms there. Victor Ray, Cliff High, very negative on EOS. Oh, wow. EOS, a scam coin. Scottish Bull run by the bunch of criminals and sex offenders. That's a bit harsh. Scottish Bull, I don't know if that's kind of been kind of proven or what that, so I wouldn't kind of go kind of talking like that, to be honest, Scottish Bull. Because we don't know what the media kind of feeds us. We don't know if it's true. We can't verify it for ourselves. So we have to be careful when we're talking like this. Gethin Davis, morning all. Anyone know why Pundi X is pumping so much? It's not really pumping. Pundi X has been taken off the exchanges at the moment because of the CoinRail kind of debacle and the kind of hack. So it's been taken off the exchanges apart from one exchange. And the only one exchange has just gone up because of that one exchange. And there's only about $50,000. We'll just take a look at Pundi X just now. NPXS. Right, so it's saying it's up 51% just now, but you'll see if we look at the markets. Yeah, there's only LA token. It was $340. $340. It can't just be that's pushing it up. It is. The volume over the last 24 hours is $340. Doesn't seem right, but it's pushing the price up because it got 99% of the volume, and that's why the price looks as if it has been pumped to 51.92%. That's not a true indication of what's actually happening. It's just this one on LA token, the kind of exchange, as exchanged in Ethereum. There's only literally $340 worth, and it's been kind of bought at that price. Somebody's bought it. So even if you spend $1 and you could buy Pundi X just now and put in a price of say 15 cents, if you put $1 into that and bought it for 15 cents, then the price on CoinMarketCap would go up to 15 cents as well, which makes it look as if Pundi X is pumping, but it's not. You have to look at the markets where it's traded. All the other ones, there's no volume in the last 24 hours. So you have to be very careful of that when you're looking at Pundi X. And I've got Pundi X as a community coin, but I'm not worried about it. I think they'll get it all sorted out in the next week or so. MagPawn, Steve, don't you think it's start to be like normal market, but volatility more high? Look at Facebook down, and boom, up, so it will go down it as it goes down. I don't quite understand that, MagPawn. That was a bit convoluted there. Sorry about that. It just didn't compute in my brain what you were saying there. Expat review, please, Adam. Yeah, you've been saying that, Adam. And we'll have a look at some of the coins. Mac, cryptos can be the biggest bubble ever. Big question. It could be. You could say that about any of the markets just now, though. You could definitely say that about any of the markets. Kyle Allen, hi Steve. Hope you're well, buddy. Crypto giving me and the lads a constant headache. TRX drive me mad. Yeah, so it is. It's going to be nuts. So take a look at kind of Bancor and Binance coins. We'll take a look at. We'll just kind of refresh that. So Kin is down to 140. That's the lowest I've seen it for a while. It's one of the ones I recommended. I still think it's a good coin for the long term. And obviously it's because we're in a down market. Expat, the one Adam's talking about all the time, is 109.5 at the moment, so 1/10 of a cent. So that could go up just purely on a bounce. If you're looking on a quick bounce, that might do well as well. Backs 1.3 of a cent, and that's the lowest price for a while now that I've seen this. So it's not been that price for a while. So I've accumulated more on that. Futurist, and we'll just see who the biggest kind of winners and losers are. Octus up 25%. What's the liquidity like? Liquidity is only 52,000. So even if you bought $3,000 worth, that could push the price right up. So it doesn't really match that. Swarm Fund 54,000 as well, up to 82 cents. I think I've seen that down to 49 cents yesterday. So somebody's done well on that. Blitz Predict, I want to talk about that as well. That's up at 5.1 of a cent. I just think this could do really well in the long term. It's one of the ones I've recommended. I'm not shilling it. I just believe it's going to go up. And I've looked at the kind of product and what they're doing. So we'll just have a quick look at Blitz Predict as well, see what they're doing. So really this is connecting the world's markets, and it's a betting platform. And what it's doing is aggregating all the prices, a bit like XTRD, which I've spoken about before. But this is for the betting. So it aggregates all the prices and gives you the best price. So they've just kind of been released on Cryptopia. They just announced this morning that has been, is it here? Yeah. Blitz Predict to be listed on Cryptopia. And that was literally this morning. So it kind of jumped up in price there as well. Cryptopia is just a small exchange. Why would it jump in price because of that? Because it gives it more liquidity. And we have to look at Blitz Predict and see that it's on what the market cap is, because it's so small. Blitz Predict is 1.7 million just now, and that's gone up 10%. It has been a high of 1.5 cents, which is 3 times where it is just now. So even if you look at the kind of recent all-time high, you could practically kind of get 200% on your money if you're to go in just now, if the markets are to go up. And this is a down market as well, remember, and it's still up 10%. So it's one of the coins bucking the trend at the moment. But there's not much volume on it. This is a pre-gem, if you will. But I've been having a look at their platform. So they've got an app out just now, and they've got a baseball app, and this is the back end of their app just now. It doesn't look much at the moment, but it tells you what's going to be kind of available. And they've got in time for the World Cup, which starts soon as well. That's going to be starting tomorrow, which will be good. And so this is what they've got at the moment. So obviously they'll be updating that, and they're getting experts on there as well. I think, yeah, they've got a few on just now. Got about 30 people on just now as experts. So they're going to be predicting the World Cup scores and the odds and stuff like that as well. So I just think there's big things coming out for Blitz Predict, and I think it can easily go to 10 million, which is 6x from where it is just now. That's why I'm not big on it, but I put a few thousand in it. And that's what I do with these kind of small cap coins. If it can 6x, 10x, and just keep an eye on the news. And Blitz Predict has been one of those ones that's been good to keep an eye on the news, because it is starting to go up again, even in this down market. Okay, so what else were we looking at? I think that was it. So who's the biggest losers on Bancor? My big token. So Woes X, that had a big run up as well. Seek down to 4.7 cents. Dan as well, Daniel, is down to 4.4 cents. Dragon Chain. Surprised at Dragon Chain. Last week that was double the price it is just now. But obviously they've kind of been having issues recently. So that's down to 36 cents. It's one of the ones I really liked as well. Detarius Credit, I like that one as well. That's down to 0.7 of a cent. So that's the ones on Bancor. I like Bancor because you get the small coins there, and if you can put in $500, $1,000, and then if you double that, you start to diversify and put into other coins as well. And I'd love to start up a Bancor fund, actually. I think it would be good to start up a Bancor fund. But we'll just have a wee look at Binance at the moment, see who the winners and losers are on Binance. So INS Ecosystem, Wabi, QLink, QuantStamp, Nano, Skycoin, Cybermiles, which I do like as well, ADX, 0x, which I do like as well, POA Network, it's down, Salt, so a lot of them in double digit reds just now. And IoTex, we mentioned that earlier, that's the one that's in double digit green, which is excellent. Mana is up, Loom is up, Fuel, Aeon, BNB is still going up, Binance Coin, Bread is up there as well, another exchange. I spoke about exchange coins that I think could do really well, and Bread is obviously one of them as well, but I didn't mention that yesterday. So it's not looking good at the moment. We'll just go back to Bitcoin just now, see where the hell it's at. 6537, still fighting, still resisting. Yeah, 6537-ish just now, so it is still resisting at the moment. And just have a look at some of the comments, then we'll go to a bit of news. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Sean Dubs, morning everyone. What's happened this last weekend? Start of the week, I'm holding Tron, Pundi X, and IOST. I think the whole market is down, Sean. It's not looking good. Just hodl. If you believe in the coins long term, then just kind of hodl them. If BTC falls below 5,000, mining will not be profitable anymore for BTC miners, hoping not to get there. Yeah, that's one of the big things as well. Round about the 5,000 mark, $5,000 mark, is not going to be profitable for the miners, which are predominantly in China. It's not going to be profitable for them to actually mine it. So we do hope that the price stays up. I don't think it's going to fall below 6,000, never mind get to 5,000, but we'll need to wait and see what happens. Crypto Dread, if you do some research on the people who run EOS, they're criminals and they will get what's coming to them in due time, save our children. Crypto Dread, yeah, I think we have to be careful of what we're saying here, because that's the media feeding us information. So we have to be careful in what we're kind of saying on channels like this as well. Mervyn Skidmore, with so much manipulation of BTC, what's the whale end game? It looks like they're driving the price down to buy low. In that case, a bull run must be imminent. Or is that just for wishful thinking? No, I think you're right. I think possibly by the end of June, beginning of July, we'll start to see a bullish market in Bitcoin, and therefore the whole market as well. So yeah, we have to kind of keep an eye on Bitcoin. But I think I do believe it is going to go up, and we're going to get a big run up before the end of the year. But I think it's going to be starting in the next couple of weeks. I did say that last month as well. I thought for the end of May we were going to start to go up, and we did. We went up to about 7,800 or something, and then it came back down. So I do think we are going to get to a bull run very soon. Hopefully this is the last one, or the last kind of big downfall. Andy Grant, morning Steve, backs accumulation time. Yes, definitely. I think it's good time to accumulate backs. 1 cent, what's your thoughts on P-Chain? Haven't really looked at it. We're just kind of looking at the time. We've still got the news to do as well. So just kind of take a look at the news as well. EOS mainnet launch stalls as too few users stake their tokens. This is in ccn.com. So it's just saying that the kind of EOS mainnet has stalled, as fewer than 1/3 of the tokens required to activate the platform has been staked by their owners. The mainnet technically launched on June the 10th, more than a week after Block 1 released version 1.0 of the EOSIO software, but the platform cannot be fully activated until 150 million EOS tokens, 15% of the total supply, vote to elect the network's 21 block producers. So EOS is having a few problems just now, and they did once they were transferred over to mainnet. That's when really all the problems started, and they're still having problems at the moment with people not staking their coins. So it's not looking good for EOS at the moment. Tron founder Justin Sun acquires Bitcoin after legal battle. This is ccn.com as well. This was yesterday or last night, about 10 hours ago. So I don't know if that was actually reported on Twitter or not from Justin Sun. So I don't know if I trust that information, but has it been on Twitter yet? Odyssey 2, call for independence, another journey. 2 times. Trade Satoshi. 20 hours ago. So I don't see that as being verified information that he's bought it. So I don't know if it's CCN just surmising that or not. What was the other one? Yeah, this is a piece of news that caught my attention as well. Fidelity Investment is looking for a new fund manager to run the cryptocurrency fund. Again, this is just another, to me, it's a piece of good news because the fund managers are looking for crypto fund managers as well. So to me, that is actually good news because it means more and more people are coming into the crypto world, which means it's been accepted, which means it's going to go mainstream. It's not hit that tipping point of mainstream yet, but when the fund managers like Fidelity and that kind of come out and they say they're actively looking for fund managers, then I think it's a good thing for the crypto space as a whole. And that's what I was saying earlier on. I don't think Bitcoin is definitely not going to go 1,000 or 2,000. Well, I don't know. I can't say definitely. But because of all the good news and the fund managers coming in and the ETFs possibly being traded as well, that's why Bitcoin is going to be here to stay, and it's going to be the main. It's going to be the main crypto. The fund managers that are going to and do the ETFs are going to get into as well. So I definitely think that is good news for the crypto space as a whole. What was the other news? I think that was it. I was going to share. Yeah, that was it. Oh no, there was another one. Yeah, this was kind of overlooked with Coinbase kind of saying yesterday that they're going to put Ethereum Classic onto their kind of Coinbase account, and people can buy Ethereum Classic and over the coming months. This was kind of overlooked. Coinbase opens its crypto index fund to accredited US investors. So what does that mean? So they've got an index fund. They kind of announced this a couple of months ago that they've got an index fund coming up, and Coinbase are growing all the time. They're growing with the market and they're not just kind of being stagnant, which is actually a good thing. I don't like Coinbase per se, but they're coming out with kind of innovative products and trying to get big investors in there as well, which is another good sign for the crypto space as a whole. So what they've done is they've opened this index fund, but you can only do it if you're a US accredited investor, which means you've got to kind of put in between 250,000 and 20 million that you can do in here. So I think you've got to have a net worth over $1 million or something to be accredited, and you've got to be earning about $200,000 a year for accreditation. So they've opened up this fund, but you're only allowed to invest between $250,000 and $20 million. So again, that's good for the market as a whole, the crypto market as a whole, that they're doing this. So I don't know if they've actually said how many signed up for this. Yeah, for now the company said participation limited to the US. To launch other funds that are accessible to all investors and cover a broader range of digits, so you're not credited. There might be other opportunities. So I think that's going to come out as well. There's going to be other opportunities as well. However, given that Coinbase is striving to be SEC compliant and the SEC is in the middle of major crypto investment, it might take some time to reach the longer tail of retail investors. Yeah, so I think they'll be bringing out other index funds. And if I'm being really honest, I think if I didn't really know about crypto and I wasn't doing the research and I wasn't kind of talking to you guys every day on the Telegram channels, I would be looking to get into an index fund in crypto. So I would buy like an exchange traded fund or an index fund or something like that, and I'll just put my money in there and get somebody to manage it, because it takes hours and hours and hours to do kind of research in crypto and research in coins. So if you don't want to do that and you just want to make kind of money in crypto, then it might be good to go into an index fund. An index fund might have kind of Bitcoin, Ethereum, kind of Neo, and it just depends. It would have all the top coins in it, Cardano, for example, as well. So that's what an index fund might do as well. And the exchange traded funds would have all different cryptos in it. So if I was just joining in the crypto world just now, I didn't want to do all the research and look at all the kind of FUD that comes out and all the other stuff. I'd just stick it in an index fund or an exchange traded fund or something like that. And I think that's only good for the market. So that's good news. I think that's good news anyway. Let's be filling me in here. There's 1 second. Peer D selling and rebuying small bags of backs at a low price on KuCoin. Yeah, it might be a wee bit arbitrage kind of going on between KuCoin and Bancor. On that's, I'm putting everything into Neo and stake this one out. I thought about that in the past, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to sell everything and buy all Neo and get maybe 3,000 Neo or something and just stake it. Just stake it and leave it and just walk away and come back in a year or something. I would never do that because I like the crypto world too much. But it has crossed my mind more than a few occasions. Chris Cash, morning to you. Good to have you here, Steve. What's better, to buy Babb now for 0.013 or participate in a crowd sale? For me, you have to kind of put your big boy pants on and do your own research and stuff. For me, I would put it into Babb and buy the tokens at the moment. The crowd sale, is it going to give you immediate returns? I don't know how it's going to work with you having shares in Babb the company and not Babb the app. There's two separate entities there. For me, I would buy the tokens. You're going to see more of an immediate benefit to that. If they do bring out the licenses, which they will get the licenses. It just depends on which one it is first. And I think it's going to be Bahrain. And I think they'll release that news in 2 or 3 weeks' time. But we'll see what happens. But for me, it would be the tokens, if I'm being honest, Chris. Steve, did you look at BTC? The crash in 2014, the same as now. I know it's the past, but still the same. See, it's not the same at all. So people look, this is the thing I've got about technical analysis as well. When you look at two charts, 2014 and this kind of recent crash from 20,000 to 6,000, it's not the same. It's the same on the charts. Technically, it looks the same, and the kind of big downturns and stuff like that as well. But fundamentally, the crypto world has totally changed since 2014. That's why we can't go back to 2014 charts and predict where Bitcoin price might go down to. We just can't, because fundamentally everything has changed. The crypto world is becoming, it's almost at kind of mainstream level just now. We've only got another year or so until Bitcoin is considered mainstream. It's not mainstream at the moment. That's why you're still on level 1 just now, maybe level kind of getting up to level 2, because most people still don't know about the crypto world. They know about Bitcoin, which is a good thing. If you look on Google search, for example, you see there's loads of people searching on Bitcoin, but nobody really knows about blockchain and the kind of underlying technology behind it. So we cannot compare 2014 to 2018. It's just, you just don't do it. I don't see the point in even doing that, especially on charts. Yeah, it does look similar, but we can't compare it on a fundamental basis. That's my opinion. Anyway, I know a lot of technical analysts will kind of disagree with me, but I just don't see the point in doing it. Morning, folks. Hope it's all good. That's Judy in Cunningham. Buy more LTC in the sales. It's like Black Eye Friday. Yeah. I think LTC looks good. So does Ethereum. Obviously, Bitcoin looks quite enticing as well, but we just need to wait and see where the Bitcoin prices go. Just now, where are we at just now? We'll just take another wee quick look. Down to 6,519. So it's dropping. It's dropping as we kind of speak just now. So it's dropped $100 in the last 4 hours. So we'll just need to wait and see if it hits below that 6,400 level. Hopefully not. And then next support is the psychological 6,000 level. Steve, do you think Cardano will go under 15 cents? It could well do. Cardano might go under 15 cents if Bitcoin price keeps on going down. Where is Cardano at just now? Just have a wee look at ADA, 16 cents at the moment. And we'll just have a look on the kind of chart quickly. Yeah, it's looking like it. It's looking as if it's going to go down below 15 cents. So if you're looking to take a position in, I would maybe wait and just see what happens with this. But it looks as if it's going to go down a wee bit more, Cardano, just by looking at the kind of recent charts. But it's kind of hovering around 16 cents just now. But if you truly believe in it for the long term, I mean, if you look at the daily chart, see where it was before. Now kind of going up to 38 cents. So it's probably its lowest since it's kind of been on, but since it's been on Coinage as well, on the USDT. But if we look at ADA BTC, what's the highest it's been on the daily? About 7629, and it's currently 2451, so 3 times or 2 times the price, or 3 times the price it is just now. One sec. JC Standard, I'm laddering in buy orders above the current BTC and other coin prices. If prices go lower, I adjust my buy orders again till we hit that bottom. Thoughts? So you're actually laddering in buy orders instead of the other way about. I quite like that, JC. So you've got maybe a buy order at 6,500, just or 6,600 or something, and then when Bitcoin price keeps going down, you put it down to 6,400. Have I got that right? I think that's a good idea to do that. And what JC is talking about there is everybody's trying to catch the bottom. It's like trying to catch that falling knife with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin keeps on going down, what JC is doing is he's kind of putting positions in to buy at higher prices, because that means there's going to be an upturn and what Bitcoin price is actually doing. Where are we? So if it was to hit 6,000, what JC is doing is say maybe 6,100, he'd put a buy order in, because that means there's going to be an upturn, and that kind of goes well with the swing trading technique as well. I think that's quite cool, actually, JC, what you're doing there. Stu Johnson, P-Chain, I'm in, bought in last night, still dropping today. Yeah, most coins are dropping, we'll have to be wary of that. Nick Smith, just guessing, bull run has been coming for months, can't predict something that's so manipulated. Good luck Scotland in the World Cup. Very funny, we're not even in the World Cup. Matthew Parks, think I'm quite immune to these price drops now. Yeah, I think if you're new to crypto and you see all these price drops, you start to panic like hell and you go, that's it, everything is over, all the money I put in is totally lost. But a lot of us, even if you've been in it for a year, we've just seen these price drops again and again and again and again, and we're just waiting on the upturn now. And I look at it in the morning and go, yeah, it's down again. And my wife asked me, how's Bitcoin doing? She just says, how's Bitcoin doing? And I just go, shite, every morning just go shite. It's not doing well at all. But I don't get emotional about it at all. I know it's kind of still going down, but I also know it's going to go back up as well. Hard to stay enthusiastic when your blog follow is minus 40%. Back to cognitive dissonance thing. Yeah, any tip to keep morale up? Yes, big tip. Think about it this time at the end of the year. Where do you honestly believe Bitcoin, and when we say Bitcoin, the market as a whole is going to be at the end of the year? So Bitcoin price, what price do you think is going to be at the end of this year or the beginning of next year? Do you think it's going to be at 5,000, 4,000, 1,000? Or do you truly believe it's going to be at 10,000, 15,000, 20,000? If you do believe that, then you just go, okay, it's going to happen, we're going to get dips. But if I believe it's going to go up to 20,000, then everything's cool. It's going to be fine. And that, I think that's the way I keep my morale up. I just know, I keep saying to my wife as well, because I could have cashed out a while ago. I should have cashed out in January, to be honest, and kind of went into Tether at least. But I didn't. But now I keep saying to my wife, I know it's going to go up by the end of the year. I just totally 100% believe it. So I don't really look at the short-term price and just think, okay, the long-term blockchain as a technology is really getting adopted by the kind of mainstream. It's in the companies just now, the investors, the big institutional investors are looking at it as well. There's more and more people coming into the crypto space. It's only a matter of time that Bitcoin price is going to skyrocket. And that in turn is going to send all the kind of alts, not all of them, some of them are just going to disappear, but it's going to send some of the good alts skyrocketing as well. It's going to do exactly the same thing. So it's only a matter of time before that happens. There's just so much good news out there just now. It's just the market and the charts don't kind of relay that news, if you know what I mean. So it is coming, it's just a matter of time. So I think if you think about it that way, kind of Mervyn, that's how you kind of keep your kind of morale up and just say, okay, time to accumulate or time to get into Tether and just wait it out. It's going to happen at one point, you just don't know when. James Langling, good morning to you. Good to have you here, buddy. What time are we on? 9:19. Morning, guys. What do you think about TE Food? Kind of looked at that briefly a couple of months ago. It does look a good one. I think that's tracking products or produce. Why would you go long in Neo? I personally think I'd go BNB. BNB is a good one. Long Neo, definitely. I love Neo as a company. I love Neo kind of ecosystem, what they're doing. That's why I would go long in Neo. But I would definitely go long in BNB as well. If I had the money, I would definitely go long on BNB. I would definitely go long in Neo, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin possibly. Not at this particular moment. I'll pick the right opportunity to get in. Or if it wasn't, I'd start accumulating now as well. And King Ebo, 6,400, 500 support. Let's hope it holds and it plays out as a triple bottom formation. Yeah, we're just going to see 6531. It's at just now. It's hellish checking it every 5 minutes or something. Monkey Tomo, that's odd. YouTube switched off my notification. Bell, didn't know you were live. Oh, that's not so good. That's not so good at all. Anyway, morning everyone. Good morning to you, Monkey. Kanda, you monkey. David Schwartz. It's a great time to buy more tokens. People take advantage of this large dip while you can, because it's going to turn around fast. I think it is going to turn around fast. When it does, it's going to shoot up and then it's going to be shit. I should have got in. Big boy ghetto pants on. Les, excellent. Thoughts on EOS? A lot of people are kind of slating EOS even in this chat just now. It's not looking good for EOS at the moment, if I'm being honest. Kind of chart-wise, TA-wise, news-wise, it's not looking good as well. And sentiment-wise, it's not looking good at the moment. If I'm being really honest, Les. Matthew Parks, minimum 20k BTC by the end of the year, could be significantly higher. I honestly think it's going to be higher than that. It's going to be higher than 20k. But even if we just say, okay, it's going to be 15k, if we make that the level that we think is going to be by the end of the year, very conservatively, if we make 15k the level that's going to be, we're talking about 2.5 times where it is just now. And if you think about it that way, that's still a brilliant scenario to be in at 15k. But if it's 20k, 25k, 30k, and I think it could be even higher than that by the end of the year, then that's an even better scenario. And that's where you're thinking. Too many people are thinking short term, and we need to be thinking long term about blockchain, the technology as a whole. What Bitcoin represents is not just about making money. It's about the technology behind it and why people are going to be using it. If people weren't going to be using it, it wouldn't be worth as much as it is just now. And a coin's only worth as much as somebody's willing to pay for it. We have to remember that as well. And the big institutional investors are going to buy into Bitcoin big time, I believe. But obviously, put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on, do your own research, not your dad and all that shit. Yes, so yeah, I think minimum. But we just look at 15k, I think that'd be a good, very conservative figure to look at. King Ebo crypto is at 14,000 or 1,400 by the end of September, I hope. I take you mean 14,000, which is double the price where it is just now, or more than that. Rob Taylor, BW, said the current members of the premium free ongoing subscription were BTC under 10k. The smart people BTC hitting 12k in about a month. Yeah, I believe so. As Rob Taylor saying that, that's Bitcoin Blockchain Whispers talking about the group there. I've seen that message this morning actually. Mac Paul, nice stream as always. Thank you very much, Mac. I really appreciate that, and appreciate all your support as well. Everybody that's on and comes on every morning and listens to me kind of talking about interacting. This is what this channel is all about. It's about you more than me, to be honest. Debbie Clayton, more and more stories in the news on crypto, but I think public still can't get their heads around it. Not sure how mass adoption will happen. I think mass adoption happens when it's underlying. So it happens at kind of the surface level is where we're at just now. It's where most people are at. That's the person in the street just now. They don't know about it. They can't get their head around it. But it's relatively simply explained to people when you kind of explain it. But it's not going to happen on the surface level. Mass adoption is not going to happen there. It's going to happen underneath. So when shops start having like the Pundi X machines, for example, the point of sale machines where you can pay in crypto, people are going to ask, what's this crypto machine doing in here? This is where the mass adoption is going to happen. When shops use it, when institutional investors get in, when the big companies are going on blockchain, likes of Amazon, I would imagine they'll have their own blockchain within a year as well. When big companies start using it, then that's when mass adoption is going to happen. Think about the internet. Everybody was asking, what's the internet? What are people doing it? And then the big companies start using it. And as soon as the big companies announced that they had a website, for example, then the stock prices shot way up because everybody thought the internet was going to be the next big thing. But a lot of people on the street level didn't know about it. Same with Bitcoin, same with kind of cryptocurrencies as well. So it's the underlying kind of shops, institutional investors, and big companies using it, and then that'll filter up to the surface level, and then it'll become kind of mass adoption after that. Hope that explains that. That's my thoughts on it, Debbie. Mass adoption will begin to occur once the projects make crypto more accessible. Yeah, definitely. Rob Taylor, mass adoption is here. Big investors are keeping a close eye on where the bottom is. I don't think mass adoption is here yet. When we're talking about mass adoption, we have to kind of think about the shops using it. We have to think about the institutional investors being in there. We don't know if they're in there for definite. Obviously, there's some in there. There's big whales in there. There's institutional investors in just now, probably manipulating the markets at the moment as we speak. But I don't think we're at a mass adoption stage. I think we're reaching the tipping point for it, but I think we've still got another 6 months to maybe a year to go before we've got mass adoption. King Evo, for example, Babb, per se. Yeah, I keep thinking you talk about Tether. Could you explain what that is? Tether, David Schwartz, Tether is USDT. So that's what Tether is. So when you see Bitcoin price paired to USDT, that's what kind of Tether is. It's just it's a stable coin. It's meant to be a stable coin, even though they've had kind of all the troubles and investigations in the past as well. It's a stable coin that's meant to stay at $1 all the time. So no matter when you buy it, it should be roughly about the kind of price. It should be $1. But you've got other stable coins just come out as well. On Binance, you've got True USD as well. So more people might be using that because it is actually backed by money, I believe. But Tether, there's a question mark. Is it actually backed by dollars? So we don't actually know what the outcome of the investigation was. So we need to wait and see what happens there. But that's what Tether is, essentially. So I hope that helps, David. Spending P2P and Pundi for point of sale. Yeah, younger generation are coming, mass adoption. Yes, definitely. Mervyn Skidmore, thanks, Steve. My pleasure. Stu Johnson, unstoppable. It is unstoppable just now. The ball's already started rolling. It's going to be unstoppable for crypto. There's no way it's going to disappear. And it's just going to go mainstream totally within a year, I would say. Scott Vernouy, good morning from Hootenville, USA. Keep up the good work. Thanks very much, Scott. I really appreciate that, mate. Matthew Parks, yeah, exactly. Mervyn Skidmore, Hootenville, is that a real place? Konix saying, I'm coming in late, but how do you feel about the market dumping so hard? I don't have any. It's obviously when you look at it and you look at the markets going down, you just go, oh, shit, it's down again. But that's my general feeling on it when I get up in the morning and look at the markets and go, it's down again. It's not, oh, woe's me, or the world is going to end. It's nothing like that at all. And if you try and take the emotions out of it and think about where it's going to be this time next year, then it makes it all worthwhile kind of being in crypto just now. Rob UK, Steve, do you still do your Q&A on Friday on your Facebook page? Someone recently asked that question. Yes, I do. But for the last few weeks, I've not been doing it purely because of things been happening in my life. And I might not be doing it this Friday because I have a hospital appointment. But I said to Maria, who runs kind of the Facebook pages, who's doing all the YDF stuff as well with me, I've said to her I'm going to be doing the Q&As, but I might have to pull it for this Friday. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm still doing it. Rob, yeah, definitely. What time are we on? I've got a couple of minutes less. Les, I think a lot of companies are building proprietary blockchains to invite new money instead of chasing people's bags. Yeah. Yeah, I think the likes of Amazon and kind of Twitter and Facebook, I don't know if they'll kind of do it. We'll see what happens with them, but they have to keep up with the times. And they have to keep up with the times. King-able crypto, also we have to think about how many different sectors blockchain affects. Mass adoption will occur once more people are using blockchain. Fintech, healthcare, voting, IoT, communications, advertising. It just makes so much sense to use blockchain for all of them. It just makes so much sense, and it's going to save the companies a hell of a lot, especially the healthcare industry as well. Imagine the NHS on the blockchain, because if you think about it, when you go to a doctor's or when you have to register for a new doctor, you have to wait ages for them to for the other doctors to send over the details, to send over your records, and things get lost in the post. It's just a nightmare just now. I don't know. Obviously, in America, it's totally different, but the NHS could save a shitload of money if they were on a blockchain. It'd be hard to implement, of course, but they could save a shitload of money in the long term, and just by having kind of everybody's details on the blockchain. David Schwartz, thank you. That clears it up. Excellent. Good. Mark Innes, got to get me some Blitz. I think Blitz is going to do well short term and long term. Keep calm and hodl. Kyle Allen, yep. Rob Taylor, I meant rather than there are a lot of big time investors paying attention to crypto than people realise. Mass adoption by the public definitely isn't here yet. So there's big institutional investors in just now, I would say, and like you say, Rob, as well, they are going to be watching it at the moment, and they're probably manipulating it. If I'm being really honest, probably manipulating it to some degree to push it down to actually get in at lower prices as well. So I definitely believe that. That's the kind of only explanation for big, huge price drops, unless you've got other people kind of that have had it for years and years and years, like we spoke about yesterday, that's kind of pushing the price down. A lot more eyes on the market than there was a year ago, definitely. That definitely is, so I do agree with you, Rob. Medical chain is going to be the blockchain for NHS, I believe. They are testing it already. Yeah, I'd seen that with medical chain. I know they were kind of testing it as well. So I just think that's a perfect use case scenario for blockchain technology. Mass adoption will be here for at least another 5 to 10 years. In fact, do you think that long? I thought it would be kind of sooner than that. I would say the tipping point for mass adoption. So if you're going to kind of seesaw, we're kind of going up just now. If you've got imagine a steel ball going up, a kind of seesaw, a big steel ball, and we're kind of middle of the way up on that kind of downslope just now, and it's coming up towards the middle. And I would say the middle is going to be around about within a year. I would say a year's time or something. That big steel ball is going to be in the middle of the seesaw. Then it's going to start coming down, and so you could be right, 5-10 years that it's going to be on the other side, and it's going to be total mass adoption. Every company will need a blockchain, just like email. Yep, Stu Johnson, P-Chain, have a look at that if you get a chance. Thanks, we'll check that out. Medical chain, the NHS won't adopt software that works. Just saying. Right, I think that's it. That was perfect timing as well. Listen, thank you very much for coming on today and chatting with me, and just for your time. I know you could be doing other things as well. I really appreciate the support. Crush the likes if you like these videos, and subscribe if you kind of want to kind of get notifications as well. Hit the notification bell, and obviously check out our channel, our free Telegram channel, free Facebook group as well, and you can buy the program $37 per month as well. Or if you're just learning about crypto, you can buy the program to learn all about crypto and how I do swing trading as well. A brilliant wee technique in there to do swing trading, and if you're making 10, 20, 30% on each trade, then that can only be a good thing. If you compound that, it's amazing as well. So you can buy the program or buy the 4 calls every month and join the brilliant premium channel. We've got now 120 members in the premium channel. I'll just see, have we got 120 members? Yeah, 120 members just now in the premium channel, and it's a very busy channel as well. Lots of amazing people in there. We've got brilliant admins in there as well. Thank you to all the admins. Okay, going to leave it there. Have a brilliant day whatever you're doing, and until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.